Today on the topic show, Vivek on Letitia James punching a firefighter who booed her. Biden tweets teachers deserve a raise but gets ratioed on X Twitter. Reddit on track for a $748 million IPO. Liquid death now valued at $1.4 billion. Pete Buttigieg's husband has school students pledge allegiance to the LGBTQ flag. Deadspin shut down after trying to ruin a kid's life with fake racism. And a baby seat manufacturer is being recalled because it's tilted more than 10 degrees. All of that and much more on The Topping Show. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see their founder at least twice a day. Gotta say he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, you see, that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or a business owner, you can reach the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Now, going over to the business part of the podcast, you have Reddit on track for a $748 million initial public offering. Now, this would make one of the largest tech debuts and IPOs in the calendar year thus far. And this comes to us thanks to Kara Reinhart over at LinkedIn News. She said, quote, Reddit is kicking off its IPO roadshow this week, pitching investors on its, quote, its fast-growing advertising business and promising of revenues from selling its data, unquote. So, make sure you have your profile locked down, so to say, as youth might say, even though I don't think it's really possible because, again, it's good old social media. It's not really your data, it's their data. They note that the social media platform is looking to raise as much as $748 million in its initial public offering, with a plan to sell 22 million shares at a price of $31 to $34 per share, citing anonymous sources, according to the Bloomberg report. They also know that it would give Reddit a valuation of $6.5 billion while reserving 1.76 million shares for its users. And the goal is to actually start trading next week. So it'll be interesting to see. When we look at a myriad of all these IPOs, not financial advice, just kind of what I've been seeing anecdotally speaking while examining IPOs and stock. Usually you'll IPO and after a couple of days kind of just tanks. Same thing happened with Facebook and Meta when they had their initial IPO, as well as a myriad of other companies, Black Rifle Coffee. But then over time, most businesses do increase in value. So there's that. And I think there's going to be a lot of FOMO or the fear of missing out. Because, again, in terms of social media companies, it's so uphill battle to actually build a new platform. Trump's platform is doing pretty okay with Truth Social. But, again, that user base is still pales in comparison to the traditional big social media companies. And now, the other stock for those other competitors are almost so ludicrously expensive. It's kind of prohibitive for a lot of average investors to even entertain. I think Facebook's a couple $100 per share these days. I'm kind of curious what Facebook IPO at. I thought it was actually kind of similar. Maybe it's $30 or $40. Because if you look at Facebook stock, spoke too soon. They're $496.87 per share. Jeez Louise, that is pretty darn good. But if you look at their IPO, what was it? $38.23 per share, and it went down all the way to $19, and that was over May, June, July, August. So that was kind of the first fiscal quarter or two. Facebook kind of went down in value for their stock, but in long term, it's gone up 1,200%. Now, granted, that's not indicative that Reddit is going to be as successful. Reddit's much more of a informative blog as opposed to Facebook being, I guess, what we would call a traditional social media company. Now, that being said, there are a lot of cult following on Reddit. They have a lot of information from IT security practices to enthusiasts about reloading and sports balls. So there's a lot of users. Now, the issue is I wonder how much will it be changed after the IPO? Does that mean there's going to be more scrutiny on the content of the platform? Will they increase censorship, which is kind of the nail in the coffin for a lot of these social media companies that are driving some people away? But it'll be interesting. It's one of the last big social-ish media companies that isn't already publicly traded, or in Elon's case with X Twitter, gone private. So let me know, do you think it'd be a good investment to go after? Again, not financial advice, but I guess if you had a couple $100, would you place it on Reddit, or do you think long-term they won't be viable as a business? Because again, they're going to have to raise some advertising dollars, make it a much more profitable platform, in addition to the cliche, just selling the data. As always, let me know. It'd be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, we're trying to get 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a thumbs up or a thumbs down or a comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.